Greetings. This video is a reference to my previous video on infusions. I wanted to explain what an infusion is and how I got to this point. Infusion therapy are medications or fluids that are administered through a needle. These types of meds cannot be taken orally, such as in my case. The type of therapy I receive is Remicade. I've been receiving this since 2019. So what is Remicade? Remicade is a biologic used to slow down the process of a chronic illness. Yes, it is a low-grade cancer drug. However, it is no longer used in that arena. My chronic illness, sarcoidosis, is not curable, but it is manageable. Back to how I got here. In 2018, I caught a virus that sent me to the hospital for a week. I recovered. Then in late March, I fell ill again, but this time the virus stayed a course, rendering me ill but not in the hospital. I was told to stay home, get a lot of rest. I did, and then I took FMLA. During this time, my pops was having some of the same issues, and we compared our issues a lot during that time. However, pops had to be hospitalized. I wanted to go see my pops in the hospital, but I was not allowed to. So by this time I could see him, I had to do a video chat, and then he was on a ventilator. My pops passed away in that April of that year, and so my aunt had to come care for me. I got somewhat better, but that year was rough. I never really truly recovered. I was quickly getting many trips to the hospital. So for a full year, I landed in and out of the hospital countless times. In comes January 2019. I'm back in the hospital again for another week. So later that month, I wind up going to the Cleveland Clinic for my sarcoidosis checkup. I told them about all of my wonderful or not so wonderful issues. I was put on 40 milligrams of steroids, and that was to be for daily use. In comes March. My vision was changing. I was passing out. I ended up in the hospital for 30 days. The prednisone put me into a DKA, which is a diabetic ketoacidosis crisis. FMLA for the rest of that year, too. While in the hospital, I was planning for a really big event at the MLK Bridge downtown that would be taking place in April. It would be my first event as a volunteer for and with a national organization, and I was excited. I finally was released from the hospital, and the event went on as planned. However, my health was still acting up. The flares were still coming at me left and right. By now, I had been on every treatment protocol out there for anyone who has been dealing with sarcoidosis for as long as I have. I was diagnosed in 1994. June of 2019, I'm sick again and back in the hospital. Like, This time for only 24 hours. Thank God. Because I was tired of those rooms and being isolated. I get so frustrated of having to be treated differently sometimes, but I do get it. We do have weakened immune systems. Sometimes during those summer months, I had a dermatology appointment, and during that appointment, my doctor asked me if I had a right hand man. I looked at him and said, no. He said, I will be that person for you. And he really truly has kept his promise. My doctor and I have the best relationship possible. If it were not for him this time around, I don't think I would be telling this story. My mom and my pops helped spare my life in the beginning. My doctor, by fighting to get the right meds needed to keep me going. Today, meds needed is my Remicade, my joy juice. The doctor fights for the insurance companies for me, makes sure the facility involved has the correct information and keeps me updated. Schedules me when I have an emergency. I will never change who were the most instrumental in my care through this trying time. These individuals should I hold near and dear to my heart. Always remember to keep those who truly care close by and do for them what they would do for you. See you next week. But before I leave, I just want to say that the Remicade infusions I get, I know I talked about a little bit about last week. We're not allowed to record in the hospital that I go to because sometimes you may record conversations of other patients that are in there that are having infusions. So we have to abide by privacy laws. They have rules, have different things like that. So you really do have to be careful and be very mindful of other patients that are in there. And I do get it and I do understand that. Yeah, so we have to really be careful. One of the other things is that I do get Remicade infusions every 4 weeks. Um, I can't go every 6 weeks like they tried to in the very beginning, which is awful. If we've gone every 5 weeks, and I can tell a difference. And then your body, if you stay in tune to your body, I'm going to let you know. I stay in tune to my body. Your body will let you know how long and how far you can go without that infusion. And my body on week 3 will already let me know that, hey, baby, it's time. My body starts doing really weird things, crazy things. So, and this will be for anybody with a chronic illness. Pay attention to your body. Read your body. Read your movements. Pay attention. Be self-aware. And just make sure you get those checkups the way you're supposed to. Do everything that your doctor basically tells you to do, but also your body tells you to do something as well. And I trust my dermatologist wholeheartedly. And here recently, I've talked to him about some other things other doctors wanted to do to me. Like, for instance, my ENT wanted to do some kind of nose surgery on me, and I told my dermatologist about it. And he said, "Is your nose bleeding?" I'm like, "No." He said, "Can you breathe out of it?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Then why would you want to have a surgery like that?" And I said, "That's why I said no." He said, "Good for you." Because sarcoidosis patients have a hard time healing. For me, I have a hard time healing. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, I do. And my body lets me know, and it reads. I read my body, and if I feel like I don't want to have it, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have anything that's unnecessary. So I'm um, I'm advocating for myself. Um, I'm 64 now, and I'm trying to be as healthy as I possibly can. And as you get older, it takes your body forever to heal anyway. And then sarcoidosis makes it even worse for me. I don't know about for anybody else, but I know for me, it makes it worse for me to heal. So I just take it upon myself to read my body and to pay attention to what my body tells me. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And just remember to always do your own self a favor and self care. And when you go to your infusions, make sure you bring something to do. So I bring my tablet, I bring my phone, and I always bring my own snacks because when you go to the hospital, they have snacks that I don't like. So I bring my own wonderful snacks. You might like them, but I don't. So, anyway, see you next week. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.